finally live.
Yay.
That's cool. Yeah, so welcome everybody.
Welcome. Today's the 8th day of NaNoWriMo.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. That's how it's going. Welcome to today's virtual write-in.
We're gonna do some cool stuff once I get to our script.
So this episode's title is Crewmates. Look at us doing that space theme.
Yeah.
So,
we do space poster too. Just our space poster.
Look at our beautiful poster.
Yay!
We should probably introduce ourselves.
Yes, that is a good idea. I am Maddie.
I'm Lena. Oh,
Say it
sorry.
again. They weren't here.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lena, and that's Maddie. And we are your interns.
We're definitely functional interns, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually, they lock us here and make us do write-ins twice a week. We have no other life except you guys.
Just you guys. That's all.
All right, anyways, so this is a virtual write-in if you haven't noticed. If you haven't been with us before, welcome. These are twice a week. It's about an hour long. We do some sprints. They have some prompts, sprompts. And we offer advice. We ask you guys questions. You can ask us questions at any time. And yeah, it'll be a fun time.
It will.
So, and also, if you have been with us before, welcome back.
Yay!
Yeah, hopefully you're ready to get some words in today. What's today's goal?
Today's goal is 13.3, so 13,333, right?
Yeah, how are you guys going with that? Do you have more? Do you have less? Do you need to catch up? Are you solid? We both need a little catching up. So, what is your word count at, actually?
My word count currently, I'm pretty sure it's 11.4. Let me just gonna double check that. I also turned off my word count, so I can't see it on the bottom now. So if that distracts you guys, I highly recommend doing it. Yeah, I'm at 11.4.
And I'm at 10,226 words. So we're not that far behind, but we do need a little catching up. Wow, a lot of people in the 20K range.
Oh, this is just zooming by. Zoom. I see 31,000 from Erin. I see. I was gonna read one. I didn't get your name. I'm sorry. Emmeline's at 25 or 20.5.
Red Giraffe is at 14K. Nice. All right, so people are pretty on track. It's really great. Great to see people plugging along. Whatever number of words you have, it's good. It's still
a
something.
fantastic number.
Yeah,
You have written this
super cool. Yeah, and also as a reminder, someone mentioned YWP. Not everyone's goal is 50,000.
Yes.
So if your goal is not 50,000, that is number that Maddie said is not correct.
Yeah.
All right. So, why don't we get into our first discussion topic? Oh no, sorry, our first sprint.
Open-ended sprint.
Yes.
And I came up with this one, so I'm gonna say it.
So I'm gonna explain first.
Oh yeah.
So usually this is I did not. Someone who I don't remember told me to do this.
Lena brought up the idea.
Yeah. I was asked to do an optional prompt, a little mini prompt for our first sprint, because it's usually just open-ended, and sometimes if people are having a real writer's block and I say write for 5 minutes, it's gonna be tough. So we're doing an optional an optional prompt just to get those creative juices flowing, and Maddie came up with this really, really great one, so she's gonna introduce this, and then we will do our 5-minute sprint.
So I titled this an optional vague sprint. And the line is, I guess I'm stuck with you. Now you can use it as dialogue, just a jumping off point for your writing. You can use it as a plot. Do whatever you want with it, or don't use it. It doesn't matter as long as you join us writing or thinking about writing. Anything that will help.
All right, so again, your optional prompt is, I guess I'm stuck with you. All right, guys, ready?
5 minutes?
5 minutes. All right, ready, set, go. 1 minute left, guys. All right, stop. All right, how many words did you guys get? Or if you weren't actually writing a novel, what did you do during that time? I had 182 words.
And I got 211.
Yay!
Yay!
Congrats!
I made yesterday's goal.
Also, if you incorporated the optional prompt, how did you use it? I didn't. I did not. It was optional, in fact. So did you use it?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, hopefully some of you guys used it, so we can get some examples. Ooh, these are going by so fast. Jasmine Joseph got 133.
Ellie got 249. Hook got 197.
Hannah Harding got exactly 100.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
It's just like a nice even number.
Julia DeRose got 518. That's insane. Congrats.
That's really good.
Nice. So some people use the prompt in different ways. I like this quote from Heidi Caulfield. Hey, I held your hair while you puked. That means you're stuck with me. I love that.
Oh wait, I have a line I want to share.
Okay.
Where is it? I had it and I was writing it and I was like, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna say it. I like this a lot. Oh, she hadn't deserted the rebellion. She simply taken a short break.
Taking a short break. I like that. Good. I don't know. I feel like we should like give updates on where we are with our novels because like we've been telling people about the plots and stuff. Do you want to give an update about yours? So, we know a little bit about yours. Or recap for people who don't know about yours.
So my novel, very shortly, is about if America had lost the Revolution, like 1776, because I'm a big nerd and love that era. It's also, in even shorter terms, in Hamilton AU. Yeah, because I love musicals too. And so my main character is a woman who disguised herself as a man to fight in it, and she actually deserted during the siege of Yorktown. So right now, she has become a spy under the behest of, is that the right way to use that word? Behest? Under the behest? I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
I don't know.
Requested by Eliza Hamilton and Alexander. So she is
Hamilton
AU. So she's kind of coming to terms with rejoining the fight.
Yeah. All right. So mine's a series of short stories. I am on the 4th. They all have interludes between them, and they range in length quite a bit. There's some that are like only a couple pages, some that are like 10. So the one I'm writing right now is about a girl who was a drummer in a very famous band, fictional one, obviously. And then she was replaced with someone more attractive when they got more popular as a band and everything. And she sort of fades into obscurity for a while, and then the lead singer of the band, overdoses, and she shows up at his funeral. And so the story's about that. She has some things to say. So it's been really fun to write so far, that part. I kind of like realized how many of these are like, a lot of them are like romance oriented when I did not intend that. Like I have at least 3 that are like about people falling in love.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't write romance so much, so it's been an interesting time.
I don't write romance. I can't do it. Like
yeah, it's all really awkward romance. Like
this is the fun one.
Yeah, like I mean I write like realistic fiction is my jam. And so all of my romances are really awkward. Like there's no like grand romantic gestures or like, you know, first kisses with fireworks. It's always really awkward. And that's fun. That's what I find fun. Yeah, so that's the update on our stories. I'm having fun with mine. I'm a little scared it's going to be too short because I'm on story 4 right now. And as I said, I have like 10,000 words and there are only 10 stories. So I'm going to have to either start making them longer or add more. I could always add more.
Add stories.
Could add more. Yeah. I guess if anyone in the chat is writing romance, shout out to you because I'm not good at making it romantic, clearly. Yeah. So do we want to talk about our first real discussion topic?
Yeah.
So our first one we're going to talk about, because our theme today is Crewmates, so obviously we're talking about characters. You didn't get our little space tie-in.
Space fun. Hashtag space fun.
We use so many hashtags on the show. All right, so our first discussion topic is protagonists and antagonists. Your good guys and your bad guys. So, you know, obviously, I'd say the majority of stories have at least one protagonist. It's a weird story if you don't.
You got an alternate story arc if you do not have a protagonist as
Yeah.
a character.
And I mean, a lot of times people have like a lot of multiple protagonists.
Yeah.
You know, you have multiple main characters. I mean, which I have, because I have, each one has their own story. And I think like what people drill home about protagonists is making them relatable and making sure the reader cares about them.
Yeah.
And I always like to make the distinction that like relatable does not equal likable.
Yes.
You can have a protagonist that is like not a good person. We can't curse on this. Who is not a good person. And whatever, like my Nano a couple years ago, my main character was a total misogynist and very immature and everything. But that doesn't mean that they can't, like, people won't care about them, because if you make them relatable and you make them go through things that people can identify going through, it'll make them care. So you can definitely have a protagonist who's not a good person.
Who's a jerk face.
A jerk face, yeah.
You can use that word.
Who's a poopy butt.
A mean person.
Yeah. And yeah, like, I mean, the terms, like, protagonist, like, pro means good and means bad, but it's not that black and white, you know.
You can get creative with it, for
Yeah.
sure.
And that goes with the antagonists, too. Like, they should be relatable as well. Like, you don't want an evil villain who's doing things for the sake to be evil, unless you're doing, like, a humor novel. That would be hilarious. But, you know, I feel like a lot of books don't have a real antagonist, like a clear-cut one.
No, because as long as you can understand, like, where your antagonist is coming from, whether or not you would do the same things they're doing, I think it creates a really compelling story on both sides.
Yeah, and sometimes your protagonist and your antagonist are the same person. Sometimes your protagonist is working against himself. Because
Jekyll and Hyde.
I mean, that is a literal one. But
Literal.
Sometimes the conflict's internal and they need to sort of consult their own They need to confront, their own demons and get over those. But, you know, maybe if you're writing, like, a fantasy or a thriller novel or something like that, there might be a more clear-cut good guy, bad guy. So, can I introduce the second one? Because I kind of have an amendment that's not written in there.
Go for it.
So, so we're gonna move on to our second sprint, which is related to that. And then afterwards, we'll talk about what you guys think of your own protagonists and antagonists. So this one, so this is a little confusing. I didn't really think about this so much. I just got this idea. But okay, so so you have two options for this one. So the first one is, why does your antagonist think they're right? So sort of try to justify things from your antagonist's point of view. Again, by the way, you don't have to do this. You don't have to follow the prompts. You can just write for 10 minutes. So try to explain things from your antagonist's point of view. Try to make them more likable to the reader. If you don't have an actual physical antagonist, you can highlight the bad parts of your protagonist. Have them do something really stupid or like mess up or be really mean or something. So this prompt is about sort of flipping the script, is about making your antagonist more likable or your protagonist less likable, because that mixture is what makes characters feel real. If that makes any sense, I'm so sorry if it doesn't. All right, so does it? Okay, Maddie gets it. Good enough. Okay, so totally, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they don't have an antagonist. Yeah, then make your reader think your protagonist is a jerk. If your protagonist is already a jerk, then make them even more of a jerk, or maybe make them a little more likable. I don't know.
Yeah, what makes them like not a jerk?
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
Subvert expectations, I guess, is what we're trying to do here.
Subverting expectations. That's a good term for it. Thank you, Maddie. So this is a 10-minute sprint. Again, if we were told to fix Blobby because he's squished.
No, that's like literally what he looks like, guys. Like for reals. For reals.
I don't think you can fix him. I think that's how Blobby is. I don't think you should body shame Blobby.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I'm just keeping us company.
All right. So, 10-minute sprint, flipping the script, subverting expectations, protagonist bad, antagonist good, whatever. Wing it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. All right, stop. There we go. So, how was that? How many words did you get? I don't remember where I started.
Always feel like I think I did like the same amount. Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't have that many because it was mostly dialogue. I had to think about it a lot. I got 339.
I got 259. And I got distracted during it.
Wow, starting to zoom. Alec Lightwood got about 300.
Nicole Hunter got 588.
Wow, that's
nice.
crazy.
Julia DeRose got 234.
Hope Speaker got 341.
Kale Jung got 254. Ashley Briggs got 387.
Also, if you guys used the prompt we gave you, what did you do with that? Did you use it?
I actually used the first prompt.
That's so funny. Well, at least you used one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this works so much better for this one. And I have another line that I'm going to share with everybody.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, I can
okay.
share. Do you want the British to know we're here? Max admonished, gathering up the scattered matches. Lydia caught her breath and stared at him. You are British, she snapped back, standing. Yeah, like that.
I kind of did. The guy whose funeral it is, this is like in the past. So the guy who overdosed, he was the lead singer of the band and founded the band. And he met my character, Ruth, in college, and he was kind of not just a really bad person to her. He's the one who ends up being okay with her being replaced, all that stuff. He's not a great person. And the fame definitely goes to his head. But I decided to have him do something nice. And he shows up at her dorm room and with a bunch of paint, and they decide to, because he wants to paint the drum with the logo of their band.
Oh, cool.
And he wants her to do that. And it was like just a touching moment where he kind of opens up to her. So that was good. Wow, looks like a lot of people actually used it. Sorry, we're reading the chat.
Yeah, froze.
I think it's just slowing down now.
Okay, cool. Now we can read it.
Cool. So, really great stuff from you guys. This is really cool. All right.
I think I saw someone, it went by too fast, but I saw the name Pidge. So if you're writing a Voltron fanfic, hell yes. Or heck yes, excuse me.
I like this one from Alex Pinto. Show yourself, demon, I drunkenly slurred. Death won't take me yet, not until daybreak at least. I have a massage scheduled for noon. I love that. Really great stuff from you guys. I'm glad it seems like people knew what I was talking about with that prompt. That's good. Very, very good. Okay. So, sorry, I'm reading the chat. I get distracted easily.
They're really good.
Yeah, you guys are drawing me in so much. That's why I keep getting distracted.
Should we do our discussion 2?
Yeah, do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, sure. So our discussion 2 is secondary characters, and that just really makes me want to sing the song Secondary Characters from Untitled Chapter.
Okay. We're on the same plane. We both love musicals. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's a good song. Look it up if you have the chance.
Yeah. That's a good show. We've talked about Title of Show in 2
because it's
virtual writers. It's about writing. If you guys have not listened to the soundtrack or seen Title of the Show, you should definitely listen to it. It's hilarious. Quality musical.
Yeah,
okay,
and it's very inspiring for writing. Like, it's relevant.
It's very much about it. Yeah, we promise it's relevant.
So ours is like secondary characters. If you do not know what secondary characters are just the characters who are basically not your main characters. They're the people in the background, whether they're a lot of theirs. Whether they are your main character's best friend, whether they're their teacher, a person walking by on the street. They're all technically secondary characters. There are kind of 4 kinds of secondary characters, 2 if you want to get like technical and combining the traits of them, but you either have a flat versus round secondary character, or you have a static versus dynamic. And to me, they kind of mean the same thing. Flat character is kind of like a stock character, so they're like if your main character is at a grocery store, the checker is a flat character. There's not really any story for them.
Unless your character goes to that grocery store enough that they fall in love with the person.
See, that's how you round out. Which leads perfectly into round characters, and they're characters with some dimension behind them. They have some story behind them. They kind of propel your story a little more forward. And then the other set is static versus dynamic, and static is a character who doesn't really change throughout the course of the story. And dynamic is the opposite. They do change. They learn something. They unlearn something. They're a different person from beginning to end of the story. And they're important to have.
Yeah. So, Brianna says, don't fall in love with your cashiers at the grocery store, which is lovely advice. But, if you're a book character. I did have a character fall in love with a barista once. But like,
stories are just
but like so she cheated on her girlfriend with him. It was bad. It was a rough time. That was a protagonist who's not a good person. I feel like all my protagonists are just not good people. Like all my protagonists are just like jerk faces. As we
sure
said
they have
earlier.
redeeming qualities. I mean, I have a character
they're just idiots.
She leads a mafia. She's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I have a character who leads a mafia too. Wow, look at that. I have a character who's the head of a mafia.
Angel characters are not fun because they don't usually get into crazy stuff like the other ones do.
Yeah, we both have mafia characters. Great. Yeah, I mean, my character's head of mafia is like just not a good person at all. I mean, the bartender serves him alcohol even though he's 19. So she's not a good person. None of these are good people. And he gets like super drunk and belligerent. And he ends up almost kicking him out. Sorry if you guys were shipping King and Ileana, who I talked about previous times. Didn't think anyone was. Okay. So tell us about some of your secondary characters in your novels and how, why, etc. A lot of people are saying children, siblings, the family of their main character.
I like the hashtag jerkface characters 2K16.
I like Florence said that her character is a sarcastic little poop with anger issues. I love that. So definitely not all of your secondary characters have to be round and dynamic. Like they don't have to fall in love with that cashier. It can just be a cashier and then you move on to the next scene. Don't feel like you need tragic backstories for all of your secondary characters. I mean, although if you want to, be my guest.
Go for it.
And I feel like secondary characters are the things you plan less. I see some people saying that they haven't planned them out a lot. Wow, I'm zooming again. Okay.
Secondary characters are interesting because I feel like it's not something that's touched on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're so necessary, even if it's just one, because usually, there's always exceptions in writing. You can't just have one protagonist or an antagonist. Like, you have to have more.
Yeah. I feel like I know there's some people in the chat who are writing fan fiction. Shout out to you. And a lot of fan fiction gets written about secondary characters.
Yeah.
At least my experience in the fan fiction world, which is not that extensive.
Because that's where the holes are.
Yeah, because that's where you can really expand upon is with those secondary characters from the canon that don't get as much love, and you can give them all the love you want, literally and figuratively. So shout out if you're writing fanfic, especially about secondary characters. Also, the play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, if you know that, by Tom Stoppard, that's basically that. That's Hamilton fanfiction play about secondary characters.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Yes. If you like Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa. So if you don't know it, so in Hamilton, wow, in Hamlet, there are these two characters named Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and they're very minor, and they're only really relevant when they die. And their death is basically like someone running in and being like, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Except not like that, because it's a tragedy. And then Tom Stoppard wrote this play based on them and what they are doing like in parallel to the events of Hamlet. So like Hamlet is a very minor character in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead. Great piece of literature. So yeah, someone way up in the chat, so I'm not gonna be able to find your name, said that they want to write an entire novel about their secondary characters, and that's relatable.
Fantastic.
#relatable.
Also another, I don't know if this would count as like a secondary character focus, but like the entire play / book Wicked is based around Elphaba, who is the Wicked Witch of the East or West. And like somebody took that and saw that and was like, hey, like there's so much to look at here. Why don't we create something new out of it?
Yeah.
And became a whole really famous book and then a musical.
Yeah. So so maybe your future nanos can be about the secondary characters from this one. Just an idea. Next year you need an idea. Already thinking about next November. #Nano2017.
I think about Nano like once December 1st hits, I'm like, what am I gonna write next year? What is it?
Yeah, I hate getting ideas for Nano like right afterwards, and then you're like, I have to wait a whole year. Well, you don't if you do camp.
Yeah,
do camp Nano.
Camp plug. Camp Nano is in April and July. And it's fun.
Yeah.
Should we do our third prompt?
Yes. So do you want to introduce the third prompt?
Sure.
So you came up with it?
Yeah. So this is a little, also, I'm not too sure about this wording. So bear with me if you don't understand. I will try my very best to explain it. What motivates your secondary character's participation in the story, aka why does your secondary character stay in your story? Now this could be a very simple reason like, oh, I just need them, but it's more fun to go a little deeper. So this is really about rounding out your secondary characters. So like, say you're writing a story about a classroom, why does that person sit right next to your main character every day when there's no assigned seats? Like, do they cheat off of them? Do they secretly have a crush on them? Do they think they're a robot alien and are trying to figure out why they're on Earth?
Relatable.
I don't know. So tell us why. Explore your secondary character's backstory and motivation.
And if you don't want to do that specific, but you still want to do it something, you can just write this section, paragraph, chapter, whatever, focusing on a secondary character.
Yeah.
So either what Maddie just explained, or just something about your secondary characters in general, but just round them out, because that is fun. All right, so this is a 10-minute sprompt. #sprompt.
I have to repeat it every time you say it.
I've noticed that, and I wasn't going to say anything, but you brought it up.
It's just so much fun to say. There's another word like that I currently don't remember, but
all right. Anyways, so 10-minute sprint. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. 1 minute left, guys. All right, stop. All right, I did not get that many words because I did not know where I was going with my story.
I think you're like 200 again. Because I like filled in some spots that I'd left empty, so I don't really know where you were.
Yeah, I only had 286. Because I had no idea where I was going. So, wow, okay, zooming by.
Zoom. Katie Schlecker, I think your name was, got 624.
Mary Ashton Quinn got 336.
Amanda Wedgens got 725.
Wow,
Nice.
that's awesome. Chelsea Vanderbeek got 199. Awesome.
Steve Deborah got 445. Elizabeth Ann got 225. Jenna Anderson got 311. These are amazing word counts.
So, did you guys fall in love with your secondary characters through that? They deserve love too.
They do.
So, also, if you guys want to tell us your final word count for all of your words you got during this write-in, I'm gonna. I made it to 11,000 words, so that's pretty nice.
Yay! I started 11.4 and I'm at 12.1. So nice. I got, what is it? 700?
Yes! Yes, killing it.
That's what's
Rushing it. D.A. Hansen got to know the parents of their main character. That's cool. Lots of people doing siblings or like family members like that.
Look at these. A lot of people are like really, really close to today's like average, which is 13.3.
So hopefully you guys are a little closer to getting to your goal. Hopefully you had a productive, fun time with that. I know I had fun.
Yeah.
You know, giving people some musical recommendations.
I have another recommendation. I realized this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Young Justice is coming back for season 3. And I was in Target yesterday when I found out, and I literally like sprinted through Target with my phone. I was like, yes! I was trying to find my mom though.
Just from the end of each write-in, just plugging like movies and TV shows and musicals really like. Just doing all that. Okay, so your pick for today is Young Justice.
It's on Netflix. It makes it easier.
My pick for today, I'll also do something on Netflix. Good Eats, the Alton Brown show.
Yes, that's coming back too.
Yeah, I know.
My brother loves it. I love it.
I love Good Eats. This has nothing to do with writing, and that also has nothing to do with writing, but that's like my favorite cooking show ever, and I love it. So yeah, so watch that. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great NaNoWriMo. And a great Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you're American, we hope you vote. If not, cool. All right, so hopefully we will see you guys on Thursday.
You'll see Lena on Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
We have a special guest.
We have a special guest. Should we tell people, or is it going to be
It's going to be a secret.
It's a secret. We have a senior special
guest.
Yeah. And we promise you're going to like them.
They're going to take my spot here.
Yeah, they're
Very
going to be the
cool.
replacement Maddie.
I'm going to be in Disneyland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Maddie's going to Disney because of course.
Yeah,
So join me and our secret special guest on Thursday for a special episode of Virtual Write-ins. And if you guys have any comments that you want to last forever and not be ephemeral, like the ones in the chat, post them down in the actual comments of the video, or you can post, we have a forums thread, post it in there. You can,
What's that under, Lena?
Word Wars, Prompts, and Sprints. You can also tweet us or DM us on Twitter. Slide into those DMs.
Please follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's at NaNoInterns, and I made my goal, and I was so happy. I wanted to hit 1,000 before November, and we did it. You can also follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, so if you want to talk to us directly, Twitter's a good thing. If you can find us on the site, NaNoMail us. A lot of people have been NaNoMailing me about these. I'm hearing you, even if I'm not replying to your NaNoMails. I get like 10 a day. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here on this beautiful Tuesday with us.
Yay!
We're gonna stop now. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Where's the mouse? Okay.
There you go. You got it?